Building any type of home can be complicated, expensive, and intimidating. Well, times have changed and there are companies who are offering a fresh solution through prefabricated and kit homes. Kind of like Legos, all the pieces are built in a warehouse and then shipped to you with instructions on how to assemble the pieces, which would dramatically cut standard construction from 6 to 12 months down to a few months, weeks, or even days, which sounds amazing for city folks, but when you're talking about rural areas with limited access and labor shortages, this is an absolute game changer. Now, I've been a builder and remodeler for nearly 2 decades, and I love finding ways of optimizing land and property to create more income and equity. And for people who don't have a lot or any building experience, these kit homes could be a great answer for you. Now, there are 5 companies that could potentially change the way that you look at living and making money through creating unique spaces and experiences. I'm going to take you through my top 5 list, as well as show you how much you could actually make, how to get financing, and the unreal benefits of kit home. Now, Alchemy Architects is a super cool home builder based in Minnesota that makes prefab and modular homes that can be delivered to buyers anywhere in the US, which is really nice about a lot of kit homes and prefab home manufacturers. They don't always deliver everywhere. Alchemy, they're all about their We House, which is a rectangular design that can be customized in a bunch of different ways, thus modular. The Alchemy Architects will even review your site, design the home, construct the unit, and then deliver it to your chosen spot. But you gotta get yourself your own contractor or general contractor / builder to finish the foundation, installation, final site work, and utilities. They've got 3 different styles that you can choose from. They got the lighthouse, which is a fancy ADU, the barn house, which is a trendy ranch style space, and the We House, which is my personal favorite, which is completely customizable from the ground up. Now, these homes can range from 300 square feet to 2,400 square feet, so there's something for everyone. Now, here are some of the strengths of Alchemy Architects homes that I found. First, you can customize them to your heart's content. The We Houses can be stacked together in a bunch of different configurations using the rectangular modules, very similar to a shipping container, and they can even work on tricky sites like steep slopes, which is amazing. Second, they are energy efficient. The designs make use of sunlight reflective rubber roofing and vented roof spaces to keep the temperature stable inside. Being a container builder, this is critical. But there are a couple of reasons why Alchemy Architects homes might not be right for you. First, if you're not into the boxy layout and structures, then these homes just might not be your jam. And then also, if you don't want to have to hire a general contractor in addition to Alchemy, then you might want to look elsewhere as well. Being that everything is modular, you can choose how many sections you want to design the perfect space for yourself. Pricing per section that I found on their website is around $118,000. And then of course, when you factor in permits, engineering, and everything else, you're looking at a total approximate build cost of about $258,000. Now, what I really like about Alchemy is that the We House is a simple shape. I actually like the boxy shape, which means that it literally can arrive in the back of a truck and put in place. And I love that rusty, non-conventional metal look because it can blend into so many different environments like the woods or the desert, the forest, by the lake. It can handle it all. And I've always been a fan of the clean lines of shipping container and that boxy architecture, so it's no surprise why the Alchemy falls in my top 5 list. Now let's talk about how much you could actually make off of a home or a unique space like this. Now, as you guys all know, I love playing detective with finances and digging into the economics of businesses and rentals. Let me tell you something here. These homes I'm looking at, including Alchemy and the other 4 that's on this list, can potentially deliver massive returns for relatively inexpensive or low amounts of money up front. Right now, the hottest asset class when it comes to returns on investment is rural unique structures. They're cheap to build, secluded, and guests absolutely love them. First things first, we gotta talk equity. Ideally, your build cost should be lower than the market value of the finished product. And with smaller homes, the price per square foot can actually go up. Even though they're tiny, it's still a full home. Plus, if you throw in some quality and uniqueness, these homes quite often could fetch even more. Kind of like my buddy Rob over the Rob Built channel, who built his tiny home that was under 360 square feet for less than $300,000 and ended up selling it for over $600,000. Now, let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. The equity calculation is going to vary depending on your specific market, so obviously don't forget to do your homework. Now, the other side of the money-making coin is cash flow. Now, in our case, that means rental income. Now, these homes would be perfect for long-term, mid-term, and short-term renters, but they're gonna shine the brightest with short-term stays. Why, you ask? Because they meet all the criteria that most guests are hunting for when they're looking for a place to stay. Now, let's make some educated guesses here. You're looking at land and a build cost of, say, $400,000. You put 20% down, so you got a mortgage of $320,000, which will cost about $2,500 a month. And on average, you got a 70% occupancy rate at around a $200 a night nightly rate. Now, under these assumptions, you'd be clearing $1,700 net a month and having a 25% cash on cash return. Not too shabby, but that's assuming you just did all that research and bought land to just put one tiny structure on it. This is where the land hacker in me comes out and thinks about the potential of more doors and income streams to build out even more equity and cash flows. But just finding the right land and property to build these out is just the first step. Understanding how to operate and run a sustainable short-term rental is arguably even more important. And that's why I created my Land Hacker and Short-Term Rental community and program, where I teach how I've used unique properties and rentals to quit my day job at 27, and how hundreds of us now are learning, working, and running land hacks with unique spaces all over the world. The program is a combination of live class sessions, office hours for questions, curated video library, and perhaps my favorite, a real-time community where you can connect and talk with hundreds of other investors and entrepreneurs, including yours truly. Now, if getting deeper into real estate, specifically unique vacation rentals and land purchasing, is up your alley, you need to go to my calendar and set up a time with me or my team and see if this is a good fit for you. If it's not, we can definitely help point you in the right direction, but otherwise, we'd love to welcome you into our community. Link is just down below. All right, listen up, folks. Everywhere Shelter Company is all about hooking you up with the tiny home of your dreams. Sounds kind of like an ad. It's not an app. They're not sponsoring this at all. They just got some pretty cool styles. They've got a range of sizes and models to choose from. So whether you're after a cozy 220 square foot crib or a spacious A-frame cabin, they've got you covered. Check out their A-frame Plus home, a beastly 2,359 square foot cabin with 3 bedrooms and 2 baths. The best part? Everywhere's online application is a one-stop shop for managing your entire home building process. You can plan your project, find land, and even hire Everywhere to help you out with the certain aspects with the build. Now, these guys are all about making your life easy and helping you get that dream home without all the headache. Just keep in mind though, Everywhere doesn't actually build the homes themselves anymore. So if you're looking for someone to hammer in those nails and do all the heavy lifting for you, you're gonna need, again, just like Alchemy, find a third-party builder or general contractor to make it happen. But you're up for the challenge. Everywhere Shelter Company is a great option for finding your perfect prefab kit home, plan, and then helping you organize the build. Now, the A-Frame Tiny is the model that I find most interesting, which includes a very spacious 859 square foot home with 2 massive decks. Now, depending on customization, you're looking at a total build out of $194,000 to $387,000. Now, what I really like about Everywhere's take on their kit A-frames is the fact that you're getting quite a large space for the money, and they've married the traditional A-frame look in the front with the board and batten siding, and the more sleek modern take of the stealth black sides and the modern Scandinavian elements on the inside. It looks and feels much more like a true home rather than just a straight vacation rental or Airbnb. And of course, you can't forget about making use of all that natural light with the windows and skylights, which the Tiny takes full advantage of. Okay, one of the biggest questions I know a lot of you are thinking: financing. How in the world do I get financing for these? Surely banks won't fund this. Well, not true. Some prefab homes will actually offer financing themselves, so look into it before you actually determine and commit to one manufacturer. But if that's not an option, you can actually access the same type of bank loan products as anyone else. It's going to be for construction. The most obvious is just a straight one-time closed construction loan from your local bank or even a regional or national bank. The key criteria here that you must meet is that the home is permitted, it gets an approved structural engineering stamp, and you have a licensed and bonded builder sign off on the project. The other options that you have at your disposal is a HELOC, home equity line of credit, a cash out refinance on your existing home or properties, a personal loan, hard money, and then you just refi it after you build it out. And then I'm sure there's a bunch of other non-conventional ways that you can also get money for this. Essentially, you have the same options as any other type of home. Just gonna have to build it first. Now, if you want to see which lenders actually finance prefab projects, download my free list just down below where I list out the banks and what they offer. Backcountry Hut is a Vancouver-based company that makes modern, sustainable ADUs that are perfect for anyone looking for some extra space. With 3 stylish designs to choose from, ranging in size from a cozy 107 square feet to a spacious 1,525 square feet, you'll be sure to find an ADU that fits your needs. Now, these ADUs have a chic cabin vibe featuring tall windows, sliding glass doors, corrugated metal roofs, and gorgeous deadlifts for decking. Plus, for you more environmentally conscious folks out there, they're made with 100% recyclable and sustainable materials, so you can feel good about your environmental impact. Now, Backcountry Hut's ADUs are built in factory and shipped right to your doorstep, or I guess to your build site. While interior layouts, fixtures, and finishes are not included, it leaves you a bunch of space to customize your area to your liking. Limited exterior customization options are available though. Now, the ADU modules may also be combined for even more room. So again, very modular. And with a manufacturing time as fast as 3 months, you can have your ADU up and running in a very short time period. Now, it's worth noting that Backcountry Hut doesn't handle assembly or on-site work, but they can assist with permitting and design, similar to the other companies that we've talked about so far. You can either assemble the DIY kit yourself, or you can hire a general contractor or a third-party builder to do it for you. Now, with proper planning, a team of builders can typically finish on-site assembly in 1 to 4 weeks, depending on the size of the module. Too bad. Now, here's some strengths about Backcountry Hut that I like with their ADUs. First, they're actually located in Canada, but they actually have a large service area in Canada and the United States. Second, their ADUs are stylish, environmentally friendly, that I mentioned before, and made with really high quality materials. Now, some reasons why they might not be for you is if you prefer a company that handles all phases of the project, including on-site work. Or you're also looking for more customizations options. Like I said, they don't have any interior and fairly limited exterior options. Now, here's what I really like about this company. In traditional A-frames, you have really high ceilings, but lack usable living spaces because of the sharp angles of the sidewalls and roof. With typical box construction, like what I do with shipping containers and the more contemporary look, you have relatively low ceilings, but much more optimized living spaces. But I'll be the first to admit that boxes can look a little bit architecturally boring. That's why I love what Backcountry did with their Systems 1 and 2 models, combining the benefits of A-frames with box homes while giving it a much more interesting look from the exterior. Now, these systems start out around $33,000 US, but the ones that I'd be really interested in starting is the 2-module System 1 with 542 square feet for $135,000. Now, by now, some of you are probably wondering if this is actually cheaper than having a custom space built on site by a traditional construction crew. In a lot of cases, especially inside or very close to cities, it's actually less expensive to just build from the ground up than probably using a kit or prefab home. Remember, you're paying a premium for these manufacturers to build them inside, package it all together, and ship it to you. But kit and prefab homes are usually very much on par and many times more expensive than traditional building methods. So you're probably like, okay, what's the benefit here then, dude? Well, first of all, it's cheaper. Well, it actually can be cheaper if you're in a more rural area where there isn't a lot of labor or crews available. Once you get more than 40 minutes outside the city, it's going to be significantly more challenging to find builders, general contractors, subcontractors to take on your relatively small project. Kit homes are a fantastic solution. Second is feasibility. We have members in our Land Hacker program right now who can't even get crews to their job sites no matter how much they're willing to pay. They're not there. So these prefabs actually makes a project or land purchase feasible if you can get the smaller trades on site, such as the tilers, floor installers, drywallers, that type of thing. And the third, better construction quality. Now, most of the prefabbed homes and kit homes have their material and pieces pre-constructed in a controlled environment like a warehouse, which are most of the time climate conditioned as well. What that means is that you have trained crews building in a consistent controlled environment with good quality control. This allows a significantly higher quality of work to be done instead of trying to make field cuts and installations in the sun, rain, wind, and snow, which I can attest is absolutely sometimes a horrible thing to have to do. Fourth, it's designed by really good architects. Now, let's face it, architects can be expensive, and they're worth their weight in gold when they do things correctly and are good designers. Several thousands of dollars to tens of thousands of dollars, depending on how custom you want to go. Then there's the whole process of searching and hiring the right one. With prefabs, you can find a brand that you like their overall aesthetic and use their existing plans and then make changes to them if you'd like. Now, most of these companies have their in-house designers and architects to help you with their existing plans, so you don't have to start from scratch. And a lot of times you can just buy the plans off of them along with the engineering if you really like something. And then fifth, fast time. Traditional homes can take 4 to 6 months when it's fast, but a lot of times over a year to even 18 months in some rural areas. Prefab and kit homes can be done in a fraction of that time, with some having the entire shell and exterior done, like boxable, in literally a couple hours or a long weekend. And complete construction within maybe 4 to 16 weeks. AFrame USA is the cool new kit on the block. They're the American offshoot of the European kit home builder, AFrame. They've got a pretty rad AFrame design style. These are probably the most popular AFrames that you see on the internet when you start looking up kit homes, and their homes are delivered as pre-cut pieces for assembly on site, which is perfect for DIYers who want to save some cash. You can even customize your kit to fit your needs and budget, whether you want just the structural components or you want the whole shebang, including finishes and appliances, which is not super common with all prefabs. Their homes come in a range of sizes, from cute and cozy single room units to spacious multi-bedroom digs, so that there's something for everyone. And while their unique style might not be for everyone, they're definitely eye-catching. They may be a new player in the US market, but their customizable kits and DIY approach makes them a great option for those looking for an affordable and distinct home. Now, let's talk about some of the strengths here. First off, they're designed for DIYers who can save big bucks from assembling the kits themselves. So in terms of having to find a contractor or third party, you're not going to need to do it with these guys. You can also customize your own kit to fit your own budget and skill level. And the fact that AFrames offers unique and cool A-frame design styles, I love it. Now, here's some reasons why they might not be for you. You're looking for a larger home than their largest model, which is relatively small at 1,500 square feet, or you prefer a home that's delivered in a more finished state. So just the pieces are already there to erect up by a builder, and then you don't really have to worry about doing any of the work yourself. So, and then lastly, might not be the best fit for you if you want a company with a longer history of helping buyers build homes in the United States. But from my reviews and what I've read of them, I've heard really great things. Now, surely by now, you know that there's a total cost to any of these builds, since the pricing I've shared with you so far is just for the kit homes themselves. Now, to determine what it will cost for you to own a prefab home, there are a number of factors to consider: land, permitting fees, site prep, such as site assessment, excavation, utilities, foundation, and then you obviously got the home cost itself, the modules, panels, kit components and then the builder, and then also delivery. Many of these prefab companies serve large areas all over the United States or in Canada, but it's also worth just inquiring and figuring out how much does it cost to deliver these things. It's usually in the several thousands to tens of thousands of dollars to deliver, obviously, tons of material. And then, of course, you've got the installation, the set costs, which means setting the modules on foundation, tying them all together, and then or assembling the material and kit or panels on site. And depending on the company or manufacturer you go with, and your project's needs or your customization, some of these modular homes can be delivered in a highly finished state, like 90% plus completed, but also some of these can arrive incomplete, meaning that you still have to put in the floors, the tiling, the cabinetry, that type of stuff. Especially the utility type of stuff like electrical and plumbing might need to be installed as well. So depending on what you need to do on site, this can drive up the cost a bit too. So that's essentially most of the cost, if not all the costs, that you're gonna have to go through and create the checklist for as you're considering a kit or prefabbed home. So just make sure you get some quotes on all of those before you actually commit to this. Now, Haig Supply is a rad company from Northern Michigan that makes kit homes for those who want modern, minimalist designs without sacrificing comfort. Now, what sets them apart is their line of combinable unit kits, which lets you create a semi-custom home that's perfect for your unique needs. They also have super cool cottage series that's quicker and more budget-friendly to build as well. All their homes feature sustainable elements like recycled countertops and energy-efficient appliances, plus something called SIPs, structural insulated panels, which are basically walls that are pre-insulated and are structurally sound, that serve as both as the house framing, and insulation. Now, these bad boys are made from recycled material and make for very speedy construction with really high R values, which is the insulation. When you're ready to get started, you'll choose a kit, find a local contractor, and pick out interior finishes like cabinetry and flooring. Then you'll kick back and wait for the manufacturing, shipping, and assembly, which usually takes around 8 months. Now, here's some strengths. The supply kits come with everything that you need, from framing to finish. So truly turnkey. Their designs are modern and cozy with major Scandinavian vibes. Now, here are some reasons why you may not want to go with them. You want a company that can customize everything to exact preferences, or you're more into the traditional home designs. Now, the two models that I would strongly be considering is the 350 Pods or the 650 Loft for $79,000 or $195,000 respectively. Again, I'm an absolute sucker for clean lines and the more modern boxy designs, and I'm strongly considering either going with Haig or Alchemy, or my honorable mention TurnKey, for my own personal home in the near future. But that's my list. What do you think? Go watch how these folks are making $500,000 a year from builds just like what you just saw in this video, some for even far cheaper than the prices that we said here. And if you want to learn how you can start doing it too, go visit my website, kaiandrew.com, and set up a call with me and my team. Bye.